Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. I hope you're well. In today's video, we're checking out the Taurus Amplification Servo 3. I recently tested the Servo 2. Well, not that recently. It was probably a year or so ago. And it was a really great enhancement pedal for your tone. So whether you're playing into an amplifier, a Kemper, digital multi-effects processor pedal, or whatever, this changes the feel and makes it warmer, more saturated, gives you more harmonics. So that was the idea of the Servo 2. This kind of takes things to the next level. While it does all of those things, the boost circuit in here is awesome. We get a few new additions, including a low cut button. So if you plan on using this massive switch, which basically gives you more of everything and more volume, then you may find the low end to be a little bit too much. If you want a tighter low end, you can hit that new low cut button on here, which gives you a really sort of easy to work with low end bass response, especially once you start stacking pedals. We get 2 levels of saturation thanks to that massive switch, and the reason this feels so warm is that there's a dual triode 601 tube on the inside. There's also a noise gate built into this as well, and this allows you to cut the noise down if you're playing with noisy pickups or your signal chain might be making a bit of noise. That's a really cool feature. I think the star of the show here is, or one of the stars of the show here, is the Servo Gain control. Now this Servo Gain control is basically like compression. It also adds sustain and just some harmonic niceness to your sound. I'll showcase that clean because it's something that really enhances the tone of the Strat without question. There's also a 2-in-1, so you get a boost on this side, which allows you to really hit the front end of your amp or your favorite pedal or whatever, and just get more of that, but with epic sustain. This pedal gives you some of the best sustain you're going to have running it in the before position of any sort of fuzz, distortion, or overdrive. And as you heard in that intro track, the last note just held on for a long time, and this was running into the front end of my Throne of Tone pedal, just on the left-hand side. So you can already hear by looking at the jam track just how much this will add to your signal chain. The Servo 3 is made in Poland. It runs either on 9-volt DC or 12-volt DC, but it requires 500 milliamps. So just keep that in mind. The one spot that I'm running with it worked fine, but if you've got a lot of other things on your pedal board, you do need 500 milliamps. So just keep that in mind. Now we get top mounted jacks, which is always a bonus. And this is slightly smaller physically than the original, although it might be just slightly wider, which is okay because we get a 2-in-1 essentially with this pedal as well. So yeah, it lights up blue when you're on the right-hand side and it will light up red when you're using the boost. So it's nice and easy to see exactly what's going on. While the Servo 3 is essentially a 2-in-1, it is a single pedal in its design. So the on-off button is over here, which turns on the servo or the blue channel. And then when we hit the boost, you'll see the light in here go red. Now, if you want to set up the pedal so it always goes to boost mode, you can do that. So you turn it on, turn the boost mode on as well. It will go red. Then turn it off and on and it will stay on the boost side. So you can work with it like that if you choose to, but it's not like 2 true independent channels in that regard. Before we get into it, a massive thanks to Adam from Taurus Amplification for sending this out and sponsoring the video. If you want to take a look at this, I'll link it down below. We're going to test it clean and dirty, and I think if you're looking for a pretty epic boost pedal, this should be on your shortlist. Let's take a look. All right, let's kick it off. In today's video, I'm plugged into my Fender Blues Deluxe Reissue amplifier. It's loaded with an Eminent Swamp Thing speaker. We've got it mic'd up with a Shure SM57 and an AEA N22 ribbon microphone, so you'll be hearing a blend between them both. This is my neck and middle position pickup on my Strat. Here we go. It's a nice, clean Strat tone. So what we're going to do is focus on the right side of the pedal to start with, and we're going to be checking out the Servo Gain, which is basically the compression, and it adds harmonics and all that kind of stuff. So let's start with it at about 2 o'clock, which is probably my favorite position. Now that also works beautifully if you like to play neck pickup with some attack with the pick. So you can hear that it really brings it alive. It's compressing it nicely. We'll take a look at a few different positions on the Servo Gain here. Let's give this a go. We'll go over to bridge and middle pickups together. It really brings alive the top end. I really dig that. Over to the massive switch on the right-hand side. Now, this just gives you more of everything, and it gets a lot louder. And we're going to take a look at the new low-cut switch over here, which works great in conjunction with the massive switch in case it's just a little bit too bass heavy. So let's have a listen. Now what I'll do, I'll turn this off and that off, and you can have a listen to the difference. Man, it's quite perceivably louder in the room with that massive up. It's just giving you more of everything. It's pretty cool. Now the low cut just brings back that sort of clarity and tight low end if you want to use it. It's very subtle, but I can definitely hear a difference in the room. Up next, we're going to check out the Servo 3 in front of an overdrive. Now, this will work the same whether you're using a distortion, fuzz, or whatever type of dirt pedal you've got. But I'm running the throne of tone on the left-hand side, and then this is hitting the front end. I'm going to show you the right-hand side to begin with. Then we'll go over to some humbuckers and check out the boost, because it gets kind of crazy. But have a listen to this. This is just the tone of the Strat and the throne of tone. Woo! Let's go for maximum compression here. And the massive's up. Low cut is now on. And let's hit the noise gate as well. Here we go. You get so much more sustain running this in front of the pedal. I dig it. And with it off, as a point of reference. Still sounds good. It's almost going to take off, but we're going to get into feedback mode. Let's get the PRS. All right, let's try the boost side of the pedal now with the PRS SE Custom 24. I'm still running the throne of tone, and this is the tone with the overdrive. So that's the tone, right? You can get that just to take off, and you can hold notes beautifully. If you'd love to play with sustain, this works beautifully. And I'll just show you how I had this set up. So the headroom over here is how much extra the boost is working. I've got the volume over here all the way to 0 dB. So that's at its standard point. The low cut is currently on, the noise gate is on, and the massive switch was in position 1, which is making things bigger. We're also going to try the massive now in the up position as a point of comparison. Here we go. a difference, huh? I mean, there you go. If you're looking for a killer boost pedal, this thing definitely delivers. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm going to give you my final thoughts here on the Taurus Amplification Servo 3. So this is an upgrade over the original. It's very similar to the original, but we do get the addition of that low cut switch now, which helps shape the low end and makes it tighter if you plan on using the massive switch on this side. So the way I would use this personally is in front of my overdrive pedal on my pedal board. Having a boost that's as musical as this, that gives you really great sustain and enhances your tone, is always a good thing. This has so much output. If you're running this after an overdrive, it will just take everything that you've put into it and amplify it into your amp and make it much louder. It's crazy, but I want to showcase this as more of a preamp because I think most people will prefer to use this in front of their favorite dirt or fuzz pedal, for example. So it works really well. Now, just the Servo Gain itself is so musical, and it made my Strat actually sound better than it did with it off, which is a great thing. So this is an enhancement pedal if we're just taking into consideration this right-hand side. Now, the boost is killer. You get awesome sustain. You can plonk it in front of your overdrive and just hold on to notes indefinitely. And if you want a louder signal than where you started with your favorite dirt pedal, this will absolutely deliver the goods. It is quite warm after shooting this video as well. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The build quality is great. It's made in Poland. Taurus Amplification makes some really great stuff. I've showcased a few of their pedals and also one of their amplifiers. If you want to learn more about those, I'll link those videos up in the cards over here or in the description. But this is really cool. I love the fact also you can change how much boost you want thanks to the Headroom control. And I just set it up where I thought it sounded great, and it lifted everything up and made it louder. And yeah, again, volume equals sustain equals fun. And that little jam track at the start really showcased, I think, where this shines, but you can be the judge for yourself. You want to take a look at this? I'll link it down below. Thanks again for watching. My name's Shane, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.